Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Anne speaking, and I will be your host for today's feature release webinar. So, today's topic is how to automate workflows with triggers. So, before we officially get started, feel free to say hi in the chat box. Tell us where you're at, what's your name, or maybe just saying hi or greetings at your place. So, I can see there are several people joining us today. I can see this. There is a cute little avatar here. Shows Alika Darcy 9196. Hi everyone. We will give everyone extra minute to get settled in while I will share the agenda of today before we officially dive in the triggers. So the agenda of today is greetings, and here we are. And also the introduction of Dify and our speaker today. So next there will be meet triggers. Here our DevRel expert will share you about the big three of the new released triggers. And then there will be build with triggers, where we will show you the demos that actually started with different types of triggers. Last but not least, there will be live Q&A and what's next? A sneak peek of the new released features that will be released next week. And Before we begin, of course, if you have any questions, feel free to post them directly in the YouTube chat box, which is on your right. We will take care of it for sure. And our colleagues will also respond to the questions in the chat box. And of course, our DevRel, and including me, will help you to respond it or make you sure to help you understand. And of course, for the recording, yes, the session is being recorded and the full replay will be sent to you with an exclusive link via email after we finish. So please make sure to check your mailbox. Of course, you will also receive the DSL of today's workflow, which means you can save it and reopen it in Dify. You can edit it or simply run it right away. Last but not least, the introduction part and the demo part will also be available on YouTube channel after we finished. So without further ado, let's meet our speakers. I've just brought him on the stage, so give it applause to Lee.
Hi everyone, I'm Lee and I'm part of the developer relations team at Dify, and I'm really excited to join this webinar today and connect with all you guys.
Thank you so much. So, Ali, I've been always curious about what's a day be like for DevRel. So, tell us about it.
Oh, well, actually, so in my day-to-day work, I spend most of my time working closely with the developers and open source community. This includes reviewing the pull requests and responding to the GitHub issues and helping users troubleshoot their problem. I also create some documentations, tutorials, and the conference presentations, as well as manage our community forum. Another important part of my work is gathering the insights from the developers. So, identifying the new ideas, understanding the pain points, and working with our R&D team and a product team to turn those insights into some meaningful enhancements. So my goal is to help developers build faster and better and a more enjoyable experience with the Dify.
Wow, seems that you're like a bridge, like combining the developers and our product. So it is super nice to have you here. But we will give Lee extra minutes to take a break and get ready for the coming up presentation. Before that, I will give everyone a dive in of the introduction. So Lee, I will remove you from the stage and see you later. So, I would love to share a bit of the challenge in AI era, which I believe most of our participants have been through this. Take me as an example as a marketing specialist. Get started with AI tools might be a little bit frustrated for me. Like, where should I start? I don't know how to code. Well, I definitely need help from the IT department if they're available. But for like developers, they might be thinking, why am I reinventing these wheels again? And what should the bot respond? Am I in charge of this? Or why should I maintain the backend like forever? While in for the enterprise, they're also facing like data silos, security risk, scalability, and performance issue besides the different system fragmentation. So, what is Dify's solution? We provide production-ready product since day one. Here you can use Visual Workflow Builder, which means there will be no DevOps bottleneck, and enterprise infrastructure includes security, scaling, and monitoring, so that you can ship to production on day one and iterate in real time. The second thing we do is helping the enterprise to break down the data silos. For example, in Dify, you can collect different data source. Notion, Slack, your database, PDFs, wherever the knowledge lives. Simply click and bring them all together in Dify. And also, we use RAG pipeline to turn your fragmented data into intelligent answers and insights. Last but not least, you can easily update once and it automatically reflects everywhere with efficient knowledge management. Dify came with a vision is to make AI accessible for everyone. Um, with Dify, you can use TSL, which you will experience that later after we finish this webinar. We can collaborate to build and iterate workflow together in a smooth way. teams with limited technical background, for example, me, we can also create AI agents with Dify with minimal learning curve. And also, it integrates with current system and platforms in minutes. So what is Dify? Dify is an open source platform for agentic workflows. You can build agents, workflows, rec pipelines with tools, models, full observability, and it is a reliable enterprise foundation all in one place. We are here to help teams deliver reliable, observable, governable agent systems. And these are several achievements we've got so far. And we're so honored to be one of the top 100 open source projects on GitHub right now. And security and compliance are always been our top priority, as you can see on this slide. So, speaking of breaking the walls between those know hows and those know what, for me, I can start from a template. Dify offers different templates of different categories. You can simply choose and run a template from different categories right away. Or you can also choose one and customize it based on your needs. Now here comes to one of my favorite features, building agents. From natural language instructions to custom variables, you can create agents that not only follows your instructions, but also connect with the knowledge inside your enterprise and using tools to automate work. And of course, Dify is famous for building the agentic workflow. As you can see, this is a canvas that allows you to drag and drop using different nodes and chain them together for complex and fault-tolerant and high-performance workflow building in several minutes. So after that, how can you use your agent, your workflow? Making it sending it in different places is easy. Distribution is easy in Dify. You can share it as a web app to getting closer to a wide range of audience, or you can embed it directly on your site. For example, if you just finished building a customer chatbot, several clicks help you to embed it on your website and keep it running right away. And of course, you can integrate it into your system easily. And here is a bird view image of Dify. Not only it is not limited to agent workflow, you can also build chatbot content generation, which is more basic type, and also you can build chat flow in Dify as well. And also, Dify is language. You can also access different large language models in Dify in one place. You can also use tools and plugins where there will be continuing updated plugins in our marketplace. In Dify, we believe that AI comes for everyone. We are here to provide a shared canvas where those know hows and those know how and those know what to work together smoothly. And today, we will bring you the triggers, a automation wave from the top. As today, when you enter Dify, you can see there are two starting points, and today we will focus on the trigger. And now I'm going to bring Lee back, and he will be walking us through and give us a brief introduction of different triggers. Hi,
Hello.
Lee.
Hi again.
Yeah. So, what are the three different types of triggers in Dify right now?
So there are three types of triggers at this moment. It's a schedule trigger, or the webhook trigger, and the plugin trigger. So you
Okay.
can choose different triggers, to trigger your tasks.
Oh, okay, awesome. So, I think the schedule trigger seems like a great starting point for non-technical users like me. So, could you please give us a brief overview of this?
Yeah, sure. So again, into the next slide. Yeah. So in our canvas, you can select the schedule trigger, and you will see there is a slider there for the non-technical users. So you can pick the day and the minute and the yeah. You can choose whenever you want to run the triggers. But for the technical users, we use the cron expressions. A cron expression is a very simple but powerful format used to schedule automatic tasks. Yeah, it tells a system when a specific job should run, whether it's that every minute, every hour, once a day, or a custom recurring schedule. A standard cron expression, as you can see from the image, there are 5 or 6 fields at risks, and each representing a unit of time. The first one, is the minute from starting from the 0 to 59, and then the second one is the hour, so starting from 0 to 23, and
Mm-hmm.
you get the third one is the day of the month, starting from the first to the 33, 31,
Mm-hmm.
and you can the first one is the month starting from 1 to 12. And the day of the week is the last one. So 0 represents the Sunday, or the 7 can represent the Sunday. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
the schedule trigger. So you can choose either the slider way and the cron expression
Mm-hmm.
to determine when you can trigger the task.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. It's like I can choose, I can use the visual picker to choose like daily, hourly, weekly, but for like a precise timing pattern, I can use the cron expression to make it more precise. And this image is definitely like very intuitive and direct for me to understand. So Lee, I have a question is what if I want to start my workflow, like a triggered based on an event? For example, an new email comes in, or maybe a new issue that pops up on GitHub.
Yeah, so this comes to the next type of trigger, the plugin trigger. And the plugin triggers are pre-built integrations that connects Dify with other SaaS applications. Many services offer public APIs, but integrating them from scratch can be very stressful and slow and complicated. Within the plugin triggers, we package all that stuff completely for you, and the developers can immediately use the events from the tools like the GitHub, Slack, or CRMs without worrying about authentication or API details. And
Mhm.
you only need to focus on the data you have received, and this lets you focus entirely on your business logic. While we can
Mm.
handle the infrastructure, uh, plugin triggers make the
Oh, okay.
integrations faster,
Mm.
simple, and ready for production. So in
Mm.
short, we remove the complexity for developers, and the developers focus on the value, and the business can move faster.
Oh, okay, got it. So I can see there are different triggers plugin that already exist in the marketplace. For us, it's kind of like it's ready anyway. I just need to click and install it and maybe get authorized to get everything moved. So now here comes the next one. So I often hear you guys were mentioning about like webhooks, but honestly, it's a little bit big for me. So Lee, help me understand it, please.
So the webhook trigger, it's quite straightforward because you can see a hook in the webhook. So it's a think of webhook triggers like fishing. You cast your fishing lines into the water and just wait. You don't need to keep checking or refreshing anything. When a fish bites the hook, it sends a signal straight back to you.
Mhm.
That's exactly the webhook tricks work. So you give an external service at URL, and you fishing line, and whenever an event happens, like a new message or an update, it bites by sending the data to the URL instead of constantly pulling for changes. So the event comes to you automatically. It's simple, efficient, and always real time, just like a good fishing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much for explaining that. I really love the way that you were saying about like the fishing thing and the fishes automatically come to me. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. So now it comes to our demo part. So I will be the first one to share with the schedule plugin because that will be much more intuitive for us. So Lee will later show you guys about the plugin and webhook triggers later. So I will share my screen first. Ta-da! So this is a workflow that I built for the AI news briefing. As you can see, it starts with a schedule trigger. Well, for me, I directly use the visual picker here. So as you can see, you can choose hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly. So I set it to hourly, and the time you can also choose one that works for you. So here I set it into like 2 o'clock and 33 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. So this is the schedule trigger. And then here I need to search the AI news for me. That's why I choose the Tavily search here. And in the query part, the search query you want to execute with Tavily, you can input the keywords or instructions that you hope the Tavily search help you to search in the internet. And here you can also decide the dates. So here I choose one day, which is like 24 hours. And the country that I love to focus is the news in the AI news in the United States. Of course, you can feel free to add more details in the query here. And then once we got the information search from the internet, I need the LM to help me filter the results for the most important recent news and then summarize the key takeaways into a concise and daily briefing. And last but not least, I want to make sure that the format looks well and the output is clearly for me to read on Slack. So here you can see, for example, I asked him, do not use different punctuations to make me from feeling confused. And also the headlines should be capitalized with the correct numerical order. And also I asked it for a source link so that if I'm interested in, I can click and read more information. And last but not least, you have to set up the Slack webhook here, and which I've already written a description here. So after this webinar, you will receive this DSL and you can fill up your webhook here for a complete AI news brief for yourself. And there's one thing I would love to share is that if you've updated the time, like the trigger in the beginning, make sure you click publish to make everything goes online. And I've got a screenshot for showing you how this workflow looks. Hold on. So it looks like this way. This is the workflow that I showed you just now. And here you can see that the news just pops out in my Slack channel with capitalized on the title and a summary of this piece of news and the source link as well. So schedule trigger is much more friendly for like non-technical users like me to start up. And this might be a very good way to start for exploring the automation. So Lee, I will hand it to you for your workflow. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Sure. So here I'm going to introduce two types of triggers. One is the plugin triggers, and another one is the webhook triggers. So starting from the first one, the plugin trigger. So we use a GitHub trigger as the starting node, and we're gonna use some the GitHub tools to fetch the user's information. And we are gonna to have the LM node and the Slack tool and the output. So let's dive into the first one. After you have set up the authentication, and you can immediately use the triggers to receive events. So, but you need to know that the GitHub trigger is different from the GitHub tools. There are two types of two tools. Another one is the tool types, which can fetch the information from the GitHub and do some other jobs, and it will be listed in the description. So if you are interested in that, you can go to the plugins details page. So And after you receive the events, you will be able to get some of the details from the JSON output, and you can get, as for example, you can get the user's name, which is the login here, and by using this login username, you can get the user's detailed information, and you can use the LM node responsible for extracting the information. And the problem is pretty straightforward. Yeah, you can add that to the result of the previous node as the context. And if you want to enable the context, don't forget to use the / command here and to add that context here. And after that, you can input the user prompt, extract information, and output using markdown table to format. So it's quite very simple. And here is the webhook for sending the results, which is a organized markdown table, and we can send to N's channel, and N will issue that to you later. So the output is quite straightforward as well. You can see I can output the LM results directly here, or you can just output the result of the status of the event. It depends on you. So I'm going to show how it works. For example, you can use the debug running here, and I'm going to close an issue which I have set up previously. So I have already closed that, and it should be able to receive the event soon. Yeah, it's coming. As you can see, the data flows within the nodes. Let's see the first one. Yeah. Yeah, this one. As you can see here, we can receive lots of data in this event. And what we want is the user's name, which should be here. Yeah, this one, the login is Crazy Ula, which is my GitHub name. And I can use the tool, which come to the next node. So here is the result of the tool. It's a JSON format as well. And to the next node, the LM node, you can see the output tag. Output is formatted in the markdown. Yeah, you can see the results here. The ID, name, company, blog, and the avatar and URL. And we can send that to the Nth channel. So you should be able to get something like this. The text images was sent successfully. And that's all about the plugin trigger. It's quite straightforward because you can see there is no fancy stuff here. The only thing you need to do is to connect all the things, and the process you can determine by yourself. And the second one is the webhook trigger. So we often use that to use these kind of triggers to receive events like, for example, reviewing the code and fix the code or expand the code. So here's a very simple demonstration of this kind of tasks. It's simple for the demo purpose because, as you can see, there is not very pretty much steps here. So the first one is the review process. So yeah, as you can see, here is the original input here. There is a topic and there is a code which contains the original data here. The webhook trigger should have a webhook URL, and you can use the postman or some other tools to post the data to this endpoint. And the endpoint should be able to receive the data and execute the sub workflows. Yeah, we can do the test run here. So I'm going to use the postman to, for example, do the review job. So as you can see, I will be able to receive the events from the from the webhook. So we can direct see the output of the review. No, here. So we use the context in the system prompt as well, and we in the user prompt we just need to type the reviewing the code and output the code in the following template only, and we shall be able to give some comments from the LLM. So as you can see, here is the original data, which is a Python snippet, and to create a Fibonacci arrays. Yeah, and you should be able to get the comments correctly. We use a variable aggregator here because we have different branches. This is good when you have different branches because you want to aggregate the variables from the different different branches. For example, they share the same output. As you can see, the output should be some kind of text, and we have a text here. Sorry. So here is the whole workflow of the webhook trigger, but yeah, don't forget to publish your webhook trigger as well. As you can see, we have a test run here. We will get a different testing URL because you should be able to see the URL is different from the URL here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh,
I think.
okay. Thank you so much, Lee. I definitely like into your demonstration, which especially the first one. Do you remember the last time we were testing it? And
Yeah.
Lee, after merging that, I remember it's a PR or something, then it automatically sends me a message on Slack. So that helps me without like stepping or ask him that how's everything going? Do you have any progress? So that I can understand what is going on here. Oh, thank you, Lee, for sharing this today. I will remove the screen at the moment and bring my slides here. Okay, great. So right now, you've already seen what triggers can do, what trigger it is, and I believe you definitely wanted to give it a try. So right now, we are having a community event called Share Anything About Trigger. So first thing is that you build a workflow start with any types of trigger, and then post your experience or workflow or anything you felt about during this building process or sharing your workflow or simply point out one of the improvements that you hope to see in our in triggers and share it with, don't forget to add the hashtag just trigger it. And don't forget to follow us and tag at Dify.ai. And thank you. Our colleague has already shared this in the chat box. And whenever, if you're sharing this, you will get a coupon redeemable for 1 month of either the Dify Professional or Team Plan. And those selected posts will receive a Dify Creator Gift Pack, which is some of our merch. And it will also be featured across Dify's official channels. And every participant might also have a chance to become a long-term Dify community ambassador. So what are you waiting for? Start build with triggers, screenshot it. Like I've already done a screenshot of an example sharing on the right. Feel free to share your experience with triggers or tell us how you feel using it. Okay, so let's move on to see if anyone got some questions about it. So now is the open floor for the Q&A. So while we're waiting for the question, Lee, I will ask you a question first. So which part of building a workflow made you feel like a headache, like the least likable part or the challenging part of building a workflow? Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, there is no challenge part for me to building
Aww.
workflow because I'm a developer previous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any like suggestions or do's and don'ts for like sharing with our audience during building a workflow? For example, make sure always testing or,
Yeah, I do have some advice because as you can see, we are a workflow automation tool and which use the graphical design, the user interface to design the whole workflow. But actually, it requires some computer science knowledge, some basics.
Mm-hmm.
So learning some basics is very helpful to help you understand each node what that means. For example, the if else node and the loop and the iteration node. So
Mm-hmm.
that the fundamentals of the computer science and for programming languages. After understanding that, you can connect that with the external service. So after all these stuffs are learned, and you can create some the
Mm-hmm.
amazing
Cool.
workflows very easily.
Okay. So what if like
Yeah.
some of our audience got questions? Where can I post these questions? Where can I get a response? Oh, here comes a question here. I will share it here on the screen. This question is from Endo. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. So I will just give it and to the question. So it says, "Hi there. Thanks for sharing. May I ask why do we have testing and public webhook link different?" So Lee, help me.
Well, actually, I'm trying to demonstrate the different URLs previously, but because we do have some. For example, if you want to have the same link and you have something which is as a draft, so you cannot use a draft to publish to the public production environment, and it will immediately send it to your production environment. So the debugging URL is more like a testing environment to receive the testing events. Otherwise, you will get everything routed to the production. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, I just saw the thank you for the questions from Ahmed. So I think it's like for like separate things, like not making like if things goes wrong in testing here, so we just keep them here instead of like making everything goes worse in the public webhook link. That's kind of like my
Yeah.
understanding.
You should always test your business logic before you publish into the production. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why we have two different URLs.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for Ahmed's question. Thank you so much. Here. Okay. Thank you, Lee, for answering that. Okay. So we will move on to our next session is what's new and what's next. Probably you have already noticed that we've already launched a new program called Affiliate Program. If you are a blogger or if you're a YouTuber or maybe you're just a writer that loves to share about things about Dify, no matter it's content, blog, video, or whatever, now's your chance to build, share, and earn. create content about Dify, and share with your audience so that you can earn up to 50 recurring commission on every subscription you refer. So click the link in the chat box for more information about the process. Okay, and then here comes a feature that we will be releasing next week is the multimodal embedding. As we know that text retrieval simply can't keep up with today's enterprise documents that blend with text and images. So the upcoming feature multimodal embedding is here to break that limitation. By supporting image embedding, images now can participate directly in retrieval, embedding text to image, image to text, and image to image search. And that is to say, the system now can read and remember the images in your documents, making them an active part of every single search. This helps you to build a knowledge base that is truly complete, multidimensional, and intelligent. And we sincerely hope this helps you to unlock the full potential of all your enterprise data. So be sure to follow on our social media channels or our GitHub so you don't miss the updates. And of course, and there's a quick review of our joint webinar. We'll be releasing a joint webinar with Quadrant on December the 17th, 10 a.m. PST. Repeat it again, December 17th, 10 a.m. PST. You can feel free to subscribe on our Luma calendar to make sure you don't miss anything. By that time, we will share you how to build reliable agentic RAG system, how to make the best use of Dify and Quadrant. So make sure to subscribe. And last but not least, we are approaching to the end of our webinar today. Feel free to check your email. Make sure you check your email. You will receive a full replay of today's webinar with the DSL that Lee and me just shared the workflow. You can edit it, reopen it, and run it in Dify. Make sure to click one of those face expressions in the email, which is, you have to scroll a little bit. It's in the end of your email to tell us how you feel about this webinar. After clicking that, if you have further suggestions, feel free to leave the comments and after clicking the face of the email. So I guess that's it of today. And thank you so much for joining us today. And we will give extra round of applause to Lee for sharing those things that I can understand. I do learn a lot from you. Thank you, Lee. And the audience, feel free to give a applause or whatever emotions in the chat box. And once again, feel free to subscribe on our social media platforms, X, LinkedIn, our forum, Luma, Discord, etc. And if you have any questions, feel free to send us, drop your messages in the forum or Discord, and our team will definitely take care of it. And thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, see you next time, and happy building with Dify, happy creating with Dify. That's all for today. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.